Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the after show for issue 14 of The Powers That Be. I'm kind of a little surprised we made it this far. And for anyone who's joined us, who's been along with us on this journey, thank you for coming with us. We've got a lot more fun stuff planned, so I hope you stick with us, but thank you for being here. That little touch of sentimentality out of the way, we will go on and do our stars and wishes. We will start this time with Ray. Ray, what have you got for us?
Star to Patrick for breaking our brains. Dear Lord, you had it in for every single one of us.
And we loved it.
Yep. Star for Jack. I think that you took ample opportunities to for a little more character exposition, filling out some things, elements that may not have been explicitly evident. Taking, using your skill set in that mindfuck morning that we were in in order to help pick up on info and stuff. That was really good. Star for Trevor for following the dopamine and just walking out. That was actually cool. That worked out in the end. I wish I would have known how better to interact with just all of the story and the weirdness. I felt a little directionless, and Patrick, many thanks for sensing that and nudging. You did the nudge. But it's like, oh, there's all of this potential here, and I really don't know what to do. And was hoping is like, I'll buy them coffee. Maybe that'll work. And do my charming middle-aged flirtation with Yeet Ha behind the counter there.
Totally headcanon now.
I mean, and the part of the star for Patrick is you included everybody. Like it was the pain went around equally, so everybody was affected, and that gave cohesion for all of our collective experiences, which is good, very good. There's ton of different directions that this can go. So yeah, just it seemed a little slow in the beginning. Kind of wish I would have known. It's like, what can I do to get this going? But I'm not exactly sure, other than, and it was my last character. It's like, I'll do something stupid. And that's not really that's not the way to do it in this particular instance.
Yeah. All right, let's move over to Julie.
Oh my God, EK, just your responses to the parents was just hysterical. Just I needed that giggle. Just absolutely fantastic. Yeah, everybody was doing a great job. Getting whined at by a cat. Fine, here, come here. There. Are you happy now? Yeah, I know. So I think everybody was doing a great job with their characters. which is awesome. Patrick just, yeah, doing an all-encompassing story that involved that took on everybody, their backstories, so that we can start advancing some of that stuff. Was excellent. I'm sorry. They're being difficult.
It's okay.
Monsters.
Any wishes?
Yeah. Because I apparently cannot keep all of the stuff that we have encountered in my head. Not so much a homework, but go and read through some of the reminders to go and read through some of the stuff that we have in the past, because sometimes brain no go, and I'm just like, wait, what? Who is that? Which organization is that?
Yeah, we are getting to the point where a wiki might not be a bad idea.
Yeah.
No, it isn't a bad idea.
Yeah, especially since I had obvious some interpreting interface fail on my part. So yeah.
All right, let's go to Matt. What have you got?
Yeah. Well, one, want to thank everybody for putting up with my sick ass tonight, and I'm recovering from an illness, so that's why the voice is a little rough and the brain is a little rough. So definitely stars to Patrick, because that was a whole lot of puzzle pieces. So, cut to the image of Charlie Day with the murder board and the cigarette, that's probably jacked off for the next couple of days, trying to figure out how they all put together. That was good. I want to give a star to Julie, because you have a tendency to sort of fade into the background a little bit, and the ending was kind of perfect, because it put the spotlight on you, and you went with it. And that was good. Wishes, I have no idea. I hope to be actually physically well in 2 weeks. That would be nice. As far as the game goes, yeah, I think we're learning the characters. Everybody's giving a little more backstory, which is good, and we're cohesing as a team. And the wiki is a brilliant idea, because we're getting to that point of knowledge density that that the players are having a hard time keeping track of.
So are the players
information?
Are the players allowed to create journal entries?
Well, there's an easy way to say that, because I gave myself elevated privileges. So if one of you guys wants to go to the journal tab, and see if there is a create journal entry button at the top.
No.
Okay.
No.
Then I can go in and fix that, but that's for another day.
Yep.
I figure we can make a folder for the stuff that you guys come up with.
Yeah.
You can call it like wiki or whatnot, and I will continue substituting stuff into the world knowledge, and on the character sheets for the NPCs, which is in the characters tab, also provides some amount of information on folks that you tend to run into.
Yeah.
Great. Let's go to ECAT.
All right. Well, I gotta join in on the start of Trevor for the big old F this, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
And Neva's secretly going, gotta, he had the right idea. And to Patrick for keeping us all going what kind of drugs did you take on your vacation, dude? Because man, I was there with you most of the time, but damn. So yeah, basically stars all around. Wishes, I think I agree with the wiki thing, and maybe suggesting each of us maybe take a previous episode and just write up a brief summary of what happened.
Yeah.
So that we don't
Yeah.
have to go back and watch it all. But just to get oh yeah,
Yeah.
right. At this day we ran into so and so. Doesn't need to be a blow by blow, but just a quick
Yeah.
two-paragraph summary of what happened, just to refresh our memory. Because I've sat there when Jack was like, "No, I don't know the Circus King," and I'm sitting there going, yeah, I can't remember what happened with him either," kind of thing.
Well, that was one of the rare cases where Matt knew something that Jack didn't.
Right.
Because I think I've watched the backlog more recently than the rest of y'all. So
Yeah.
some of those bits are still sticking in my memory.
Yeah, and everybody can just kind of claim what a couple of episodes and get us caught up.
I mean, there's 6 of us and 14 episodes, so
Yeah.
14 or 15, if we count the one off.
Yeah. Okay. Any other wishes, ECAT?
Yep, that's it.
Okay. For me, my star goes to ECAT again for handling of the parents. I almost wish we'd seen a little bit more interaction between the two sets of parents and Ice and Paw. Just because I think that would have been, some comedy gold. But no, your handling of it was great. As far as wishes, I will say, and granted, again, most people just got back from vacation. Matt, you're getting over something. The pacing felt very slow to me.
Mhm.
So I'm wondering if, I'm hoping that the wiki will help. What I was wondering what might help, Patrick, if you want, if you want to do this, like if you think you can do this without too much spoilers, if you want to give us a preview of, these are major, this is the major plot point that's going to start out, you might want to, get yourself into that mindset. Just so, so we're not floundering because we've been thrown into a situation that none of us were expecting.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, and occasionally I will mug you with things that you aren't expecting.
Sure.
But that said, I can definitely point you in the right direction for a lot of things. Like I said, for next session, it looks like y'all will be wanting to infiltrate the abandoned DART facility, and which has been abandoned for very good reasons, involving a certain person in the party and gunfire and an explosion. So,
Yep.
Yeah, and I know that I need to
Didn't
actually
fare well.
think about what my parents' mutations are, since I described them as not having obvious physical ones.
But yeah, and unfortunately the starting and stopping pace that we've had and unfortunately will continue to have is not helping any of us either. But just, I would like to see us as a group just, have a little bit more momentum. And finally, Patrick.
All right. Well, lots of stars to go around for tonight. I continue to be impressed, especially given the fact that he is ill this week, with Matt's ability to pull pieces together and make conclusions on some of the harebrained information I'm sending out. I also appreciated very much Ray's ability to pick up on various clues. He has uncovered one of the weird abilities that his type gives him, which is that he can communicate with his alien, and something that he's working on, and eventually may want to pick up a skill in it, which is basically just your ability to talk and communicate with it, seeing as it does not experience the universe in the same way that you do, so it knows things in kind of weird ways, but that also provides you with additional perspectives on things that you might not have. Everybody has weird things about them like that. Whether or not you have run into them yet or not is the question. But there's some fun stuff to always look forward to. Matt kind of yep.
If I could
Matt kind of
talk
encountered
to
that
the
too
aliens.
with his
But
Matt kind of encountered that with his seizure. I'm using that as kind of a tool for when he encounters things, his brain knows, but he does not, because he has lots of weird stuff going on in his brain. And I'm sure you'll have fun, some fun with that sort of stuff. So, yeah. Overall, I very much enjoyed how the session went with everybody first appreciating how weird everything was, because we have, like, at the beginning, 3 things going on simultaneously, because we have the 2 sets of parents meeting. We have the thing with Will expanding his family and introducing his family, and the weirdness that is the Watleys of somewhere Massachusetts. So, and of course, fans of the genre may figure out a bit about him from that too. And so overall, a well played session. I very much enjoyed that people were taking control of things and telling their narrative and directing where things were going. So that was quite nice. For wishes, I don't have a whole lot, although as you mentioned the wiki idea, I like that. I do have a bunch of stuff listed already under world knowledge, under the characters, and putting some stuff into the items. I'm not sure what people can see, so I will have to rely on you guys to take a look and see what's there, and hopefully we can sort out if there's any permission issues for it. But like, for instance, in items, I'm starting to put in all of the things that you've collected along the way, and or other weirdness that you have run into but didn't get your grubby paws on, just to give some background to things that are happening in there. And I will also start putting some stuff into the world knowledge for some of the things you've discovered, such as the fact that DART is not a single organization, it is a project inside of another organization. So, which just kind of came to me because I was trying to come up with a good acronym for what DART stands for. Like,
I've just been, there's an old sci-fi show, Alien Nation.
Oh, I remember that show. That was so good.
Yeah.
That had a secret program named DART in it. That was the DoD using the alien refugees. That was an entire plot line. So I've been thinking that that's one of the things that Patrick was doing with that, but who knows?
A bit of an inspiration for it, even though I didn't come up with a name for DART. That came out of Trevor's backstory.
Yeah, which actually, and I do want to give a star and a shout out here to the Unmade Gaming community, and specifically the Glenbrook Tales from the Loop, various campaigns and one-shots. That's where the loop comes from. And as far as DART, and actually even LaBelle, the circus, LaBelle and the Carnival of Screams were lifted directly from Mike Hunt's Glenbrook setting. So if anyone who's interested in Tales from the Loop, or things, stories along the lines of like Goonies or Stranger Things or stuff like that, check out Unmade Gaming's stuff. It is so awesome. So thank you to them for the creative ideas that are now canon in this universe, and I love it. All right, so anyone have any questions, theory crafting, anything we want to do?
I'm still braining on, what Will's mom could actually
That's
do.
fair.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's
All right.
that's gonna be percolating for a little while.
Yep. Well, let's see what we can all come up with maybe in the next couple of weeks about that. So anyone have anything else before we wrap it up? Okay, well, in that case, this has been the after show for issue 14 of The Powers That Be. Thank you all for joining us. For Patrick, ECAT, Matt, Julie, and Ray, I am Trevor, the Vitruvian Meeple. Good night, everybody.
Bye.